YeahNah! It's your girl Elaine Reeves, and once again, we're here. Welcome to another interview. All right, and you have this. Is it an organization?
Yeah, it is. It's called the Journey Home Festival.
Okay, and when was that established?
This was established in 2017 in the U.S. And the purpose of it, of course, is bridging the gap between African Americans and the continent. But then what grew more out of it is really creating sustainability through culture and commerce. That's like our mission right now.
Right. It was like a real funny story how it started. We're producers, so we have an event that we do in Atlanta called Atlanta Hip Hop Day, and we've been running for about 12 years. And one of the years that we were doing it, an African Senegalese vendor he was vending, and I'm the vendor coordinator. So as I'm walking around to see how everybody's doing, and he asked me a question. Hey, who's performing? I said, we got this performer. He said, T.I. performing? He said, T.I. I said, I don't know if T.I. performed, because in my mind, I don't want to say because I didn't know. But one of T.I.'s artists was actually performing.
And it's crazy that I even asked him that, because we didn't advertise T.I. was coming. The whole thing was we put a plan together through his publicist to bring one of T.I.'s artists as a performer. Right. And we already know that T.I. comes out and supports all his performing artists.
But we didn't know.
So the plan was, all right, we get his artist there, we get T.I. there.
T.I. might come.
So I'm like, how do you
know? Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to say because that is the plan. But then I don't know. He said, okay. So he lets me go. And then he said, you saw how we did the setup. He said, I like your setup. And he kept on talking to me. Every time I come around his area, he would stop me. And then, lo and behold, when T.I.'s artist performed, T.I. was there. I couldn't shake this guy after that. He was on me. He was like, listen, he was on me. Like, you got to bring this to Senegal. Senegal would love you. I'm Akon's uncle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
6 months straight.
Yeah,
6 months, because he's calling him, convincing him that we need to go ahead and do it in Senegal.
Right.
And every day he's talking to me about it. But, and I think this is the issue with a lot of African Americans that might want to come back, right? We so inundated with other projects and work and family. So I'm like, oh man, how, when we going to do that? Like, it's no time for it. Right. Either way, it's something I wanted to do, but I just didn't think the timing was right. But, Dentel was like, nah, we got to make it happen. And we did. So that was our first time coming to the continent.
Right. So when we came to the continent, that's when the Journey Home came. Cause like, okay, it's about to be our Journey Home.
Exactly.
And that's the name.
Exactly.
That's the goal. Trying to figure out what's going to be the name of the program.
Also, that's how the name came about.
Yeah. Well, we were on the phone for a minute trying to figure it out. What's the name going to be? And then he came up with it.
Yeah, it was like,
Journey Home.
About to make a Journey Home. And then he's like, that's it right there.
Exactly.
That's it. It sounds really catchy.
Exactly.
So that became the name. And then, lo and behold, went to Senegal. And Senegal and Gambia, we met His Excellency Adam Barrow. And then from there, we was able to get delegates from Senegal and Gambia to come to Lithonia, Georgia, in Atlanta. Okay. And then from there, we got the mayor travel back to Senegal.
Exactly.
So that was the first activation. But then we're supposed to do it again, but then Corona.
Yeah.
And then it just so happened that this the Liberia's bicentennial. We had to do it. We had to do it now.
Right.
All right. So, how long is it your first time coming to Liberia? And if yes, how long have you been here for?
Well, we came once in 2017, and that's when we knew that, because that's when we started learning about the narrative, about how African Americans were involved with the founding of Liberia and things of that nature. How, because really, when we got to Senegal, right, we went to the door of no return, the gate of no return, and both of us was really like, and this is nothing against Senegal. I love the place too, but it just was like, we didn't enjoy the experience of hearing about, ancestors being shoved in a small little cave and, shackled and all of this stuff, right? So, and to the point that, because they said, they pointed at the door, they said, this is the door of no return. Okay. So I literally was like, nah, Denzel, we got to walk through that door. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to we are returning. So we walk through the door. And so really, subconsciously, we were looking for that door of return, you know, and then it happened to come to Liberia, October 2017. And we found the door it is Liberia.
Yeah, because the story of Liberia is so rich. Like, you know, and just to let the world know, nobody know about Liberia.
I know.
It's like, it's crazy because, like, you know, we tell friends, like, yo, we in Liberia. Nigeria, you know, is a whole bunch of different
Educated.
things. Yeah, comes to their mind about, you know, the war, or Ebola, and they would do a lot of educating. So that's when most people started finding out about 1822, the advent of the free slaves coming and the sovereignty coming in 1847. It became like a situation where, you know what, this is the journey home right here. This is the journey.
This is the door of return.
Yeah.
And so we were already calling it that. And then the government calls it the land of return, which is still beautiful, but
there's something I picked up when you were, and that's something I always say. When people think about Liberia, they think about the 14 years of civil war, Ebola, and I think that we are more than that, and we're long past that.
Absolutely.
And it takes these things to actually show to other people that Liberia is very rich in culture, in history, and a lot of other things. So I think this is I'll say, good initiative, and thank you guys for choosing Liberia. Again, you talked about the culture of Liberia and the history being rich. What are the main reasons, or what do you enjoy most about being in Liberia? How's your experience so far?
I would say the freedom, you know, because I've never experienced freedom like this ever in my life, you know. And, you know, I'm from Jersey City. You know, Dentel is from Brooklyn, born and raised, and I'm like 3 generations deep in Jersey City. Like, you know, my mother, my grandmother, all born there. So the experiences that you have, whether it's from other African Americans, also from the police, you know, because now they're recognizing it as what they call systemic racism. Right. So now they're recognizing that there's something deeply ingrained in the system that is an issue. So the only way I could explain it to my mother, right, because, you know, you could be a black person or African American in the States, and you could be, you know, graduate college, have a nice car, everything. But again, when those police pull behind you, you know, your heart start bumping, you know, you just don't know what may happen. So I tell my mother, I say, you know what, being in Liberia, I feel like this must have like a Caucasian, right? That's like, you know, just out of college, got his brand new car. He's driving through like Hoboken, New Jersey, or Bayonne, New Jersey, just top down, possibly, you know, convertible, living life. You know, nobody's going to bother him. That's how I feel in Liberia. That's how I try to explain it to, like, you know, people I know and my family. Like, so, you know, you don't want to exchange that for nothing. Right, that's one of my favorites.
I mean, for me, Liberia is welcome. Like, you hear welcome. When we first got here, all you heard was welcome. And it just made you feel welcome. You know, and then, you know, the food is incredible. You know, the palm butter.
Ooh, that's my favorite. That is my favorite. Where I'm from, that is our soup. What?
I'm addicted to palm butter.
You're addicted to it?
Palm butter. Literally.
He sure is.
But, you know, man, there's so much. It's like, I look at Liberia like it's advanced. You know what I mean? Because the whole, you know, the slave was heavy in the South. So when you look at the houses, the way the people are so welcoming, so you find that same thing right here in Liberia. So I lived in being born in New York. It's very cold here. Besides the weather, the people are hard and cold. You know what I mean? They all year round. So when I got to the South, you know, this type of welcoming vibe. They call it Southern hospitality.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So when I got there, I met with that. Oh, this is interesting. Then when I got to Liberia, it was like that times 100. So that's just something that, you know, whoever travels here, you're going to definitely see that welcoming spirit. You're going to enjoy the food. You're going to enjoy the people, because it's just like being in the South or somewhere else. You go to Texas, Alabama, Florida, the southern region, you're gonna find that same type of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So people might be wondering, what is Joining Home all about? What is it, and what are you guys into? What are like your plans, or what have you done so far?
Okay. Excellent question. So like the brother said, the first installation of the program, right? And, I want to I even want to give more thanks to His Excellency Adam Barrow, the president, because he really was like, I believe in y'all, what you guys are looking to do. They were talking about, they used to do a Roots Festival and stuff like that. Again, the whole goal is what? Connecting
In the Gambia? I was there for 9 years.
Yeah, oh, wow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, we've been talking about seeing how we could assist in kind of reinvigorating that, which I think there are groups working on that as we speak.
Right.
So that was a success because we got Deborah Jackson, the mayor of Lithonia, Georgia, to actually sit, where she met with the first female presidential candidate for the Republic of Senegal, Madame Diakati. So she came over, they met, had a great conversation, and she traveled. Because of the journey home, she took her journey to Senegal, and then they worked on a sister city between Mecca and Lithonia, Georgia. And for us now, on this side of the board is now we just want people to come and experience what it is like, to be here physically, see the opportunities, because, as soon as you touch down, if you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you're going to see, wow, this could be here, that could be here, and then, really West Africa is blowing up, so it's kind of a blessing that Liberia nobody knows, because people like you and you guys and us, we can actually put ourselves in a great position because it's gonna blow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, everything Sakar said is absolutely right. I mean, we just came back from Dubai, right? And being in Dubai is like, I want to say, it's like a wonderland. They got everything there. I mean, they got malls where skiing. You go skiing inside the mall. Like stuff that you can't imagine that they got going on. They have it there. But my point is, they did all of that on sand. And if you know, nothing grows in sand.
Right.
I don't care how perceived you put in that sand, nothing is going to grow there. But when we came here, it told us you can throw a seed anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll grow. So it's like, man, the place is so rich. And my thing is, for us, we want to be able to connect the dots and show that you have options. You literally got options of entrepreneurs, visionaries, philanthropists, developers. You have options, and you come here and develop the infrastructure of Liberia. You can get involved within the sectors, whether it's fishery, whether it is agriculture, whether it's education, hospitality. These sectors are so virgin here in Liberia, and it's so rich here. I mean, it becomes generational wealth. So for us, it's bridging the gap and providing options.
Okay. And what are the methods you're using to do that?
Well, through promoting the festival. So in June, from the 17th through the 26th, we have a small delegation coming. We actually have somebody from Ebony Magazine.
Wow.
Yeah. We're definitely going to want to see if we can link up. And,
Absolutely.
We should definitely.
Have dinner with her and stuff like that. Because, again, she's a sister. We want to make sure she's embraced by some of the women here. Then we also have somebody from Travel and Leisure, which is one of the biggest travel publications in the world. So, of course, again, getting them here on the ground, seeing the opportunities, seeing the beauty, right, we think is one of the best ways. But then, of course, through social media, we use Clubhouse. I don't know if you're familiar with the app Clubhouse. Every Thursday, we do a group called African American Living in West Africa.
I've heard about Clubhouse, but I think it's only for like the US or something.
No. You get it on
use it here?
Android and iPhone. Okay. At first, it was just on iPhone.
Yeah,
but
iPhone. That was what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody's on it. Like, a lot of people, if business entrepreneurs, got to be on that. Right. Networking, raising capital, like seriously, So, so we go on there and we talk about our experience and just, open the floor so for people to ask questions, because there's a lot of misconceptions, like we were talking about earlier, that they don't know, and they think that's incorrect or that's old, so those are some of the ways that we're doing to basically connect with other African Americans and investors to get them interested in Liberia.
All right, so the entire world was like shut down and affected by the coronavirus epidemic. How did that affect your movement or your organization?
Wow. It gave us another view on life itself. And it's like, Corona changed the world. But then we saw that a lot of, and I'm not, I don't take light to the amount of people that died, and just as a recent, DJ K Slade, like he's like a major DJ that I grew up to. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He just passed away. Through K Slade, Fred the Godson, died through coronavirus. So I don't take light to it. But I'm saying this because in Africa, it's really not that much deaths. You follow what I'm saying? So when that was one of the first things that I noticed, I'm like, okay, I understand the face mask, I understand all these different things, but I'm still living life normal. Like, the way I live life here is like how I used to live life in America. So there's a level of normalcy of living, this regular living that Corona just took away from people. You know what I mean? Like now, it's like normal to wear a mask to the point where you take a picture with a mask. And the purpose of taking the picture so I can see your face. So you mean to tell me if all of y'all taking, if all of y'all, it's like a group of us taking a picture, you got a mask on, who's gonna know that it was really me?
I'm saying,
you know what I mean? So it's like, but that normalcy is there. That taking pictures, I mean, it's just taking away a lot. And my point is, acknowledging that is one thing, but then seeing how life is in Africa is another. And I'm just hoping that it remains that way. You know what I mean? Because the virus itself cannot live in the temperature, the hot temperature that God has given us. So God is good.
I know.
All the time.
Yeah,
but have you experienced rainy season in Liberia? It's quite long.
I love rainy season. You know why?
Why?
Because in the United States, coming up as a kid, rainy season is synonymous to winter time. Right? And it gets cold. I'm talking about cold where you can't feel your nose. Somebody got to tell you to wipe your nose because you got snot coming down. That's how cold.
No, it gets bad, man. It gets bad.
So in comparisons, I'd rather rainy season. I love rainy season. You know what I mean? I just like we got to figure out what to do for fun for 6 months in the rain. We got to figure it out.
But we still have like sunshine in between.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so he talked about his favorite soup being palm butter, which is also my favorite. What is yours?
Potato greens. I love it. I can eat that all day, every day. For real.
Absolutely.
Chicken, fish, yup. Love it.
Oh, okay. You like the chicken feet?
Oh, no, I don't eat chicken feet, though. I'm not good. It be in there a lot of times, though. They already made it. It is what it is. But, I ain't grew up on it, but, but chicken, fish, what's it called? Potato greens, that's me all day.
I laugh so much because they be looking at me like, why ain't you want to that's the best part.
I know. I'm buying food and I tell her, please put chicken feet in it.
I'm like,
but he's from the island though. He's from Haiti, so yeah. I mean, but I'm from like the South. I'm from up north, so the South they eat similar. Okay. Like the South, it's pig feet. Is right? It's definitely mad similar.
I can swear I saw Cardi B eating chicken feet.
Cardi B?
Yes.
Yo, she
ate chicken feet.
Remember her husband is
he's from the South, but she's Hispanic, I think, right?
Yeah, she's Latino. Yeah, she's from Puerto Rico, so
right.
They eat. See, look, the bad part is up north African Americans don't really have no culture.
Okay.
So that was really, so Southerners have more of like a culture. It's more family, bigger families, more love and stuff like that. But at one point people went up north because trying to find work and jobs and things of that nature. And when they went up there, it was cold, more separated, and then so food is better in the South. Yeah. Just like the food is better in Liberia.
Oh yeah, hear into that. All right, so we'll just take a short break, and when we come back, we'll dive a little more into your organization. But till then, don't go nowhere. We're taking a very short break. We'll be right back. All right, so what can people expect in the upcoming years? What are your future plans and goals?
Wow, future plans and goals is really getting as much entrepreneurs, visionaries, investors to know about the Journey Home Festival, bring them to Liberia. So much. There's so many different landmarks that's here We want to get the education sector thriving here. We want to get the hospitality sector thriving here, and as well as the fishery. So the upcoming years is a lot of work. We want to be able to like J Palm. We want to get J Palm and Walmart in the United States. That's like a wish list. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot, but you know, none of it can happen without fellow Liberians here. So you know, that's just you know, a part of our goals.
All right, and how has it been? Has the government been welcoming on their part to you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because the laws of Liberia are very similar to the laws of the United States, it's been really easy to navigate, you know, as a foreigner. You know, especially out here, some countries, you know, you have to have to even open a business, $250,000 in the bank, so on and so forth. Here, as a foreigner, $1,000. I think it's like 1,100. Your business is open. You have an LLC. So I think it's easy. You know, I think it's pretty easy to navigate. And outside of that, even the structure, you know, the 3 branches of government, you know, I mean, it's easy to me. Like, you know, first of all, so much unoccupied land here, right? 5% developed, only 5 million people. What we recognize is that it's like 2 times bigger than Rwanda with less than half the population. So that means a lot of people can fit here. So, you know, so we're always thinking like, this is the perfect, again, doorway for like African Americans that, you know, used to American culture, come through Liberia because you'll easily assimilate. And then from here, you know, maybe you could move into Ghana, you can move into Sierra Leone or Cote d'Ivoire. So that's how we look. It's easy, I think, to maneuver.
Yeah, we're very similar to the U.S. The pledge, the flag, some streets.
Right. City names. Virginia, Maryland, New Georgia.
Even the streets in Singa, we have like it's just the same.
Right.
All right. So, do you intend making Liberia like your main place of stay and where you can establish organization?
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. We're here. We've been here 4 years. Don't plan on going anywhere.
I mean, the population is 5 million, and 60% of that 5 million is the youth. Like, you know, 0 to 14 is 60% of the population. So we got a lot to do. You know, we got a lot to do. I feel responsible.
Okay. And that is very touching. All right, so it was really nice having you guys, and I am looking forward to having you in the future because you have big plans, and I would love to be part of that, and also like follow your journey, especially here in Liberia.
Excellent.
Thanks so much.
Good initiative, and I commend you guys. Any final words to the public before I let you?
Go to www.journeyhome.com.
Yeah, journeyhomefestival.com. And follow us on Instagram at Journey Home Festival. And outside of that, come enjoy Liberia, the beauty. But they call it Mama Liberia.
Liberia.
I don't hear that from no other country. And that, you know, you hear only Mama Liberia in front of Liberia.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so y'all can understand the Kolokwa a little bit. Let's see that.
Small.
Okay, say something in Kolokwa.
We're here.
We ain't going nowhere. We're here. All right, thank you.
I beg you.
All right, this was fun and this was very enlightening. Thank you so much for honoring our invite, and like I said, I hope to see you guys in the future again. Till next time, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, thank you guys, and this was a wonderful time here with these wonderful gentlemen from Journey Home Festival. Until next time, my name is Elaine Reeves. YeahNah.